All right. Hello, everyone. My name's David Klappenberger. I'm founder of Klappenberger and Son, and would like to talk about painting brick today. I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of people, a lot of homes are getting their brick painted. A lot of commercial buildings are getting painted, and at a lot higher rate than it used to be. I remember I painted my first house back in 1995, and it it was a shocker to paint brick because it was a no maintenance thing, and now we're creating maintenance. And today it's getting painted all the time. And what's interesting is that there's some paints that really shouldn't be applied on brick, even though they say that it's okay to do. They'll peel off. They'll fade fast. They don't really come with much of a warranty. And then on the other hand, there's other paints that don't fade very fast, and they don't chip or peel, and they sort of fuse with the brick. They're mineral paints. And here to discuss that with me today is Matt Hocott from Romabio. How you doing,
Great,
Matt?
David. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So where are you today? I mean, you cover the whole North America territory, so I imagine you
I
travel a lot.
do. I'm actually have the luxury of being at home today, so I'm trying to enjoy some quiet time. I was out last week in California, spreading the word of Romabio on the
hmm
West Coast. So back at home today and enjoying some sunshine in Tennessee.
Romobio is a great product. Well, you know what? I want to let you share with us. Um, why don't you share with us a little bit about Romobio and how when it came about and how is it different from
Okay,
normal
perfect.
paint?
So Romabio was founded roughly 2009-ish, and the guys that created and founded the company thought there's got to be a better way, as you kind of mentioned. You've got products out
hmm
there that people use to paint brick that are just not accurate, and so their
hmm
desire was to create the proper product for the proper substrate and do this with the essentially ancient technology, something that's been used in Europe and in Italy for hundreds and hundreds of years. So they spent a lot of time over there working with some chemists over there to, educate them on what our substrates are like and how they differ from theirs, and the painting contractors and the homeowners' desires and so forth, and came up with some really cool products that we've been selling ever since. So, the goal was to bring healthy products that are accurate for the substrate to the marketplace, and that's what they did. So, the lime wash is kind of what everybody knows us for. It's a really cool, beautiful, unique product, and we've expanded on that ever since because the owners of the company, really want to be innovative in the category, which is something that you don't hear a lot in the painting industry is innovation. So, we're excited to go out and be able to take the technology from that area and introduce it to the States here. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's neat about you were mentioning that it's very environmentally friendly. That this when you're doing the Classico lime wash, if it's splattering all over the plants, don't worry about it. Just you're going to be hosing it off anyway. And the first time I used it, I protected the plants, and the plastic got all messed up, and then some areas didn't, that was on the leaves, and it just all rinsed off and all just went away, and there was no harm, no foul done to the plants, and you don't need to sit there and protect the coverings from overspray like you would with
Yeah, for
paint.
sure. It won't, it doesn't stick to it like the paint does, but, we want to make sure that everybody has a good experience with it. So, to that point, the painter that's using it, they don't have to sit there and wear a mask because of the smells. There's no chemicals in the product. There's no off-putting VOCs in there. It's a very clean product for the environment and for the painter as well.
Now, it really does part of the Classico lime wash or the other products, do they soak into the brick a little bit, or they fuse with it?
Yeah,
How
that's
how's
one of
that
the
work?
unique parts of the product, and you could talk about this product as a coating or as a penetrating coating. but it does. It soaks into the brick. Most of the products out on the market are film forming, which sit on top of the substrate. Romabio product. It's kind of funny. We tell painters to pressure wash, and as soon as you get done pressure washing, once it dries enough, start painting. We're like, well, we're used to come back the next day. I know, but that's the beauty of the product is, the moisture allows the lime to soak into the brick and bond and become one. So you're essentially putting a rock on top of a brick with our product.
Hmm. Now, could you put so much classic lime wash on that it actually it's just a solid, it's just
Yeah,
opaque?
so that's one of the beauties of the product as well. It's concentrated, so it's thick. It's almost like sheetrock mud when you open it up. It's a very thick product. So, the painter at that point is kind of becoming an artist on the home and recreating what the homeowner's desires are for the look. The pictures you've shown up there, you've got some that you can see the brick a lot. You've got some that you see the brick very little to none at all. So depending on how much water you add
Right.
to the bucket of Classico, really depends. That determines your outcome. If you add about 40% water, which is a thicker application, it'll be very thick on the substrate and cover the brick. If you go up to 80 to 100%, then you'll get a more translucent look and be able to see the tones of the brick coming through.
Yeah, and you can definitely, you're right, you can definitely adjust it by the amount of water you put on there to how much
Yeah.
brick you want to see. So this line, this comes from bags from Home Depot. Is that what you guys do? Is that where tell me about where this
So
line
that's what
comes from?
some people do. Some people say, well, I can create a lime wash with a latex, just water it down, or some hydrated lime, or whatever, and you can make a type of a product in a lot of different ways. But what we do, you really get a piece of Italy put on your home with this product. Um, the lime slakes off the Dolomite Mountains in northern Italy. We harvest that out of the riverbeds there. They take it and go through a slaking process where you take the water out of the lime, you reintroduce water to the lime, and you create the paste with a special formula that our team has created to give it the power to
Oh,
do what it does, being able to be distressed on the home with water, the way it bonds to it and everything.
so when you look at that paste, when you open up a tub of it, and are you looking at just dolomite lime that's been rehydrated, or is there other stuff in it
For
as
the
well?
most part, you're looking at Dolomite lime that's been rehydrated, but there's a few things in there, a few secret ingredients from our factory over there that helps the
Mhm.
calcification process, that helps the durability, and it helps it hold some of the pigment in there as well.
That's cool. Now, the the Classico, the one that we're looking at, that doesn't have a warranty to it. And so it could last anywhere. I guess it depends on how much rain it gets, how protected it is, all those kinds of
Yeah.
things, how much sun.
Yeah, a lot of factors there. It doesn't have a warranty because when the
Hmm.
person's putting it on, they can add a lot of water, a little water. They can do a ton of distressing and just have a very old,
Hmm.
worn look, or they can do a little bit of distressing and have a solid look. They've all got their pros and cons. So the beauty of lime is it's a living product. If you were to set a lime rock out on your driveway and water hits it, it'll start to eventually indent because it's a soft material. Similar situation on the home. The side of
Right.
your home that the rain comes in from, if it comes from the west or the east, that side's probably going to wear a little quicker than the other side is protected.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Well,
The cool thing
hmm
is when I go to
if
the innovative part of the company, we created a product called Mineral Shield that is completely invisible, but it helps lock
hmm
in that look. So if you have, yeah, go
I got that, I
ahead.
got that
Okay,
coming up. I got that coming up.
jump the gun on you, yeah.
We're gonna, yeah, that's cool. I know. I was afraid of that. When I asked that question, we're gonna jump. But
Yeah.
my before we get there, we when we pick, there's like 6 or 7 different colors we can pick
So
from,
you
correct?
can choose one of our colors, which is what you would be referring to, the seven Classico colors that we have. Classical lime wash can also be custom tinted by most Benjamin Moore retailers. They do a really good job with this product to be able to create
Okay.
unique colors as well.
Can it just, is it all light colors off, can it
So
go
with
dark?
Classico, you can't go real dark. It's a because you got a lot of lime in
Yeah.
there. Lime is the white off whites. You can go to a light gray, but you're not going to
Yeah.
get very dark with it.
Okay. Okay. So let's say you put up the Classico lime wash and you use like the beige color, and 5 years later, you need to do some touch-up work for whatever reason. Is there going to be a significant color variance?
So that's a you can get into a lot of different areas with that question. It depends on the pigments being used for the product. It depends on how thick or how well it was applied. So you have to build up millage for the protection for the sun for the UV. The good thing about lime is it's fairly easy to touch up. But if you get an area that was applied super thin, you really need to match that application when you go to touch it up. Because if you don't, it's going to look different anyway. So while it's easy to touch up, it does need to kind of go back to what it was done originally. Um, or with the product, you can go corner to corner and try to help blend that in that way as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of trying to match a stippled ceiling that somebody does. They dilute the spackle a different amount, and they use different techniques. Everybody has their own sort of fingerprint, and like you said, it's sort of an artistic feel that you have when you do it, and that's sort of your
Yeah, that's correct.
method. We had something like a chimney that was the customer was concerned about water getting in. Is this mineral shield help
It
out with
does. The
that?
mineral shield's a really unique product in it's not a siloxane product, so it's very flat. You can put it on just sections, like you said, the chimney or other problem areas, and it'll repel the water away from the brick. It actually tightens the surface tension of the brick, so the water won't penetrate, but it still allows the brick to breathe naturally.
How long does that last before it needs to be redone?
Similar to the lime wash, it can vary, but I would say on average 3 to 5 years before you have to recoat.
Okay. Or when you start seeing water coming in your
That's
house.
right.
And how big of a cracks will that bridge?
So the mineral shield won't really mend a crack. It's a water. Um, it is.
Repellent.
It's not thick, so it's a thin product. So it's meant to go on the brick and repel it. So there's other products that you could use if you had a crack or an area that you wanted to repair before you use the mineral shield.
The solid masonry flat is is like there. You wouldn't ever want to have. You would never hose any parts of this off,
No,
would
the
you?
masonry flat is for that true solid painted brick look. Um, a durable two coat product that's going to last. Yeah,
And now you would put this on brick, but you would not put this on wood.
that's
Is
correct.
that
Yeah, it's
correct?
meant to bond to the brick just like the lime wash does, calcifying to the brick. So yeah,
Hmm.
brick is the brick or stone. Anything cementitious you can apply it to.
And I put this chart up here, like from your website, that you, it's self-priming unless you're putting this over regular paint. Then you want to prime it, and then you put this on there. But there's not going to be a warranty right now. With if you put it over bare brick, you get a 20-year warranty. But if it's already been painted, you
That's
can't
right.
warranty it.
At some
Why
point,
is
that
that?
underlying coat will detach, delaminate from the brick, and it'll pull this coat off with it. So, minerals love minerals is what we try to educate on. Regular bricks are gonna. This product will bond to it well. It will not bond to anything acrylic or latex. That's why you have to have that primer if needed.
What can you? It's kind of a confusing concept to people, perhaps that. you say that a house needs to be breathable, the brick needs to be breathable, and some paints aren't breathable, and but yours is. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so with mineral paints, it allows the substrate to breathe. Um, when you are building a home and you choose brick, you can choose it for the aesthetics, but a lot of people choose it because it's going to outlast the purchase buying the home or the person buying the home. It's a extremely durable, beautiful product. So when you go to paint that, if you paint it with a latex or an acrylic, you could damage that substrate, especially if you're in the northern climates where you've got a lot of rain and then cold. You can get freeze thaw, which can pop the face of the brick off if it seals that moisture in there. Or extremely humid areas, you can trap moisture behind the brick because there's nowhere to go. When you paint with an acrylic or a latex, you're essentially wrapping your home with plastic, and whatever's back there is going to stay back there. So if you have a leak or something, that's going to be an issue. With mineral paints, you're like I said earlier, you're putting a rock on top of a brick, so moisture is going to soak into the brick just as it would naturally, and moisture is going to be able to escape the brick as it does naturally, which is what that process is supposed to do.
Okay. So breathability just refers to moisture being able to leave if it somehow gets behind, and it will get behind surfaces from time to time. You certainly see cracks in mortar, cracks in brick, gutters not working properly,
Yeah,
all that
that's
kind
right.
of stuff. Okay. And can you put that sealant over? Is it necessary to put that sealant over the masonry flat
It's
paint?
not. You can if you have some troubled areas, like if you've got sprinklers that hit the home consistently. There's some areas that you can apply that to, but it's not necessary. No.
Oh, but the cool thing about the masonry flat paint is, besides it doesn't need the extra sealant coat, is that you can also tint it to a lot more
That's right.
colors.
You've got two bases with the masonry flats. You've got a white base and a transparent base. So you can go white, you can go all in between, you can go to a darker charcoal. With mineral paints, it's hard to get true black, but you can go pretty dark with it.
And here's another picture of masonry flat before and after. Couldn't talk them into putting anything over the stone. That's where you might want to put the Venetian, right?
Yeah, so the Venetian Glaze is it's a lime-based product that's really versatile, interior, exterior. Um, for stone, it works really well. We've kind of started shifting people from lime wash because stone is very dense. It's hard for a substrate to soak into it, and Venetian
Oh,
glaze has a much higher resin content than the classical lime wash does, so it'll bond to
good.
substrates that are difficult, where the lime wash can have a challenge.
And then is that also a product where you add water
You
to it?
do. So the Venetian glaze you can dilute up to 300%, and it still works extremely well. So you can like I
Wow,
said, you can
wow,
color shift stone. You can completely change the look of it 100% with that product. It's a very unique product.
wow, cool. And one the one I haven't used yet is the lime slurry. I'd love to do it. It looks really cool. It looks like a thousand coats of paint on it. But what's funny is you're saying the mill thickness of the lime slurry really is less than that of the masonry flat. Is that
It's
correct?
definitely thin. So the lime slurry it's meant to be applied thin and in two coats because it works really well, but it has a heavy aggregate content, so it is breathable just like the other products as well.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Uh, is is that your least selling one of the three?
I think that's safe to say. Yeah, that look is
Okay.
becoming more and more popular, but it is more expensive too. You have to have a certain look you're trying to achieve with this product, and the cost factor is definitely plays into it.
So you guys have a really active social media campaign, and I know like one of the things you guys really like to do is to promote local painting contractors um, all across the country. So like, tell me a little bit more
You know,
about
we
that.
we are a family-owned company. We're a small business, and Part of what has made us successful and continues to make us successful are the painters that use our products, and we truly value that. We value painters and artists that appreciate a good product. So we created a Romabio preferred painting system, preferred pros as we call them, and someone applies on our website, and we'll review their pictures. We'll find out, if we've got a local rep, they'll see if they've done jobs in the marketplace. And once we've got them all through our system, if a homeowner reaches out and says, "Hey, I want to get classical lime wash applied to my home or masonry flat," and that's what this pro does, we'll refer that pro to the homeowner and say, "Hey, here's Clappenberger in Nashville, and they do a great job," or XYZ state, and we try to promote that painter through
Right.
that avenue. And then once they do that, we promote them on social media as well. We will, if they tag us in their work, we'll reshare it. We try to help spread the word about that applicator as many places as possible.
The Romobio products are pretty easy to learn, but if you've never used them before, it is a little different. What type of training is there for people who've never used Romobio?
So one of the things that's very important to us is getting your hands on the product. So if you have not used Romabio before, depending on where you are, we can either A, set up a time to where we come out and sit down with you and walk through the product line, or B, I can ship you products and let you put your hands on them and try them out and see how they work. So a couple of different ways to do it. Either one of those, we'll be in touch with you, whether it's via the phone or a video call or in person, to help walk you through these products. We have a line of exterior paints for wood, mineral paints as well. So you can do our micro grip primer, and then you could do the masonry flat over top of it, or you could do our low luster exterior, which is again a potassium silicate, just like our masonry paint, but it's got a different resin type and binder that works better on that type of substrate.
Hey, Matt. I think this is a great stopping point. Thanks so much for joining us. I think the Roma Bio products are really exciting. I love how green they are. They don't fade. They bond and fuse with the brick and the stone. 20-year warranty on the solid opaque products. There's a lot to like, and if you haven't used Roma Bio, I absolutely recommend give this a try. It's much better than regular latex paint that you would put on brick. And I look forward to hearing from you again and discussing more about the interior paints.
Appreciate it, David. Thank you for having me on, and good luck to you and your teams out there that are spreading the word of quality paints.
Thanks so much, Matt. I'll see you. Have a great rest of your day.